Sorry, guys, hold on. Good morning, Facebook. I did not teach her that. They're so smart. So first of all, but I don't know why. I have no idea why she's come to thinking that when I hop on here and say, good morning, world, good morning, Facebook, it's her cue to start eating. I don't know, almost every day. It's funny. Anyway, good morning, happy Sunday, surprise. Just getting as always, my physical body right while I get my mind right. So, all right, I already got my DFT on. Just put it on. I had to send a quick video to a friend who's about to start thriving. I always like to send a little 1 or 2 minute video on how to take your 3 steps. You know, empty stomach with water as soon as you wake up. 30 minutes later, your lifestyle mix and your DFT. You know, I'm a little more detailed when I'm sending a new thriver that information, but that's why it's like 1 to 2 minutes. But that's what I was doing, and I just slapped my DFT on without even thinking about it. Because that's what I do. Anyway, let's get our minds right. My dogs are super happy that I'm home today. We've already done a whole bunch of snuggling. There's my handsome dude over here. Come here, puppy. You come up here. You scratch your butt. He's a butt scratcher. He likes his butt scratched. Okay, Papa, I gotta talk to people. All right, guys, let's see what we're going to learn for Sunday, March 26th, the end of the freaking month. Holy moly. Even though I don't want to say it, I am still just like, the time to me it's no longer time. The only reason time exists to me now is because of like schedules, right? It's schedules, day and night kind of stuff, but everything is just kind of one big... Otherwise, it's just all clumped together for me. It's in a good kind of way, though. I don't know. All right, so today says dreams deferred. Oh, yeah, this is a good one, especially for me. Giving yourself the permission to dream takes courage. It is simpler to just accept what you're given. To dream the impossible dream is scary. You could set expectations you may fail to meet. Things you hoped for may not turn out. You may regret what happens. All of these things are very real possible outcomes. Alternatively, you may just receive everything you had the courage to dream up. Up until so I've been doing self-development stuff for the last 5 years. 2018 is when I started. And so definitely within the last 2 years, or in the last 5 years. But primarily in the last 2 to 3 years of that time frame is when I started realizing that I can dream. Not only can I dream, but I have a dream. I never had time to do that before, if you will. It's being in survivor mode. You're just trying to survive, right? You're not thinking about, you're just trying to survive to the next minute, the next hour, the next day. You know, if you think, you don't even think about 20 years from now, not with any real conviction, I guess is the right word I'm looking for. You know, so I can remember when it started to kind of hit me that not only can I dream, but I have dreams. That's how it hit me, is not only can I dream, but I actually have dreams. You know, I've always wanted to write a book about my life story. Always. It's always, that's all it's ever been. Just that thought. I've never done anything with it. And I'm moving slowly now, but it's a lot of stuff to write. on, and I got to function. So, that's a whole other conversation. It's working though. I've definitely got a lot written down that I've never written down before. But I can remember 3 years ago, roughly 2.5 years ago ish, where I'm looking at where we want to buy a house. What we're looking at things. I was talking about my Earthship. I want an Earthship, and so I was looking in Florida if there were other Earthships, and I'm looking at different things about. An Earthship is completely off. You do not have to be connected to any systems as far as water, electric. There's no HVAC system because of the way that they're built. They stay at about 72 degrees a year no matter where you're at. So you don't have to be connected to the grid, if you will. However, I'm going to be connected to the internet, for example, so I don't really consider that off-grid. It's self-sustained, right? Anyway, so I'm looking at Florida and the Earthship, and I'm like, okay, I'm coming to realize that the regulations and shit in Florida really do not allow for things like that. They make it very hard and more costly. There is an Earthship that was started here, although it is a very large scale, like a very large, it's not fully built yet, so it's not large. The blueprint, the design, the outcome is a very large, like 4 or 5 bedroom or some shit like that. So that already in and of itself is expensive. Maybe not 5, I think it was 4, but they haven't been able to complete it because of Florida regulations. That was 3 years ago, roughly, when I was looking into that. And so I started thinking that I had to give up my dream of having an Earthship because Florida has the best climate for me. First of all, it cannot snow, and it cannot get below freezing for any length of time. Okay? So where am I going to find that? But I like the waters, the tropical environment. So I was like thinking about, I got to give up my Earthship because I don't want to leave Florida. When it hit me that I could own 2 properties. I could own 2 houses. This epiphany, if you will, only came to me 3 years ago when I was first started doing my self-development, or getting right into it. And so not only can I dream, but I have dreams, and I don't have to give up my dream. This is going to be a text post as well today, because Florida doesn't have. So I can have an Earthship somewhere else, and have a home here as well. So these are things that they just didn't come naturally to me. They're not things that were part of my life ever. So I really had to have that moment of, oh, Charlene, wow, you can have 2 homes if that's what you so desire. So I can have my Earthship somewhere else if I can't do it in Florida, and a home in Florida. Good morning, Alfonso. All right, so, not only can I dream, but I have dreams. So that was quite a thing for me to realize. And so I'm definitely not going to let the fear of failure stop me from dreaming and trying to get to that dream. It's a little different than most, because I, like I said before, I didn't really even understand that I was in survival mode. So there was no time for dreams. Survival. I really only came out of survival mode in the last 5 years that I've been doing the self-development work. And really it's only been 3 years is that's we're going into my 6 years of working on self-development and things like that. So at that 3-year mark is when things started to kind of epiphany like regularly. And my brain stopped. So dream big. Don't be afraid to go after your dreams. I said all of that from the Dreams Deferred mental prep here, because dream. Who cares if you fail? When we talk about all the failures of others, Thomas Edison, how many times did it take him to make a light bulb? Michael Jordan, how many missed shots? Sports is a great way to look at that kind of stuff because they only come at you with all the success. But any of the greats, if you listen to their interviews or things like that, they will say, Michael Jordan was one that said that. Everyone talks about all the shots that I made, but no one talks about the 9,000 missed shots I had to make to happen to get to where I am. Do you think he's focused on those? No one's focused on those. Think about what they're focused on. You know what I mean? So, and there's a baseball player too. I can't think of his daggone name now, which sucks because I'm a baseball fan. I'm gonna have to look that one up because I don't know it enough to share it right now. But there's a baseball example of that as well. Probably something along the lines of he had so many home runs or whatever, but he had all this leading up to it. I'm kind of sad I don't remember that, but I've only heard it a couple of times. The Michael Jordan one I've heard quite a bit. But anyway, so dream big. Don't be afraid to dream big, and realize that you can dream. Realize that you can dream. If you've had any kind of experience in your life that has thrown you into survival mode, then you're not like me. You're not thinking about that you can dream, let alone that you have dreams, maybe. You know, that's going to be a little different for you depending on what your situation is. But for me, that's just what it was. I didn't even know I could dream, let alone that I had dreams. So when that hit me, I really cried. And sometimes now I can feel it kind of welling up a little bit now, even because because I know what I'm capable up to this point, what I've been capable of up to this point. And if I would have had this knowledge, this power, oh my gosh, the things that I would have already been doing and accomplished and what have you. So that's just, I'm just so happy that I have dreams. I don't even know how to express that or put that into words right now, but it was definitely one of the greatest things that I've ever come to realize. It's fun to dream anyway. It's fun to be like, oh, well, I could do this or I could do that. And I have done that some in my life. When I was a kid, people would ask me what I wanted. It was a teacher. It was a lawyer. Later in life, I'm like, I don't want to be either one of those things. I especially didn't want to be a lawyer, you know. I like the research part of it, more like a paralegal. But I like the research part of it, the gathering of knowledge and things like that. But I'm not a good liar. I don't lie well. And the truth is the truth. Even if you're using some loophole in the law kind of thing to, argue your case, you're still not being truthful, really, right? So, and I'm just not the one for that. So, but I can see where in what I'm doing today is kind of in line with the teacher idea that I had as a kid, right? So dream, man, dream just to be dreaming because it's fun. We've had lottery conversations all the time, my husband and I. If we win the lottery, or we actually changed it to when we win the lottery. But what we would do with it, who we would. We've got 6 kids and 10 grandkids, first of all, but we've got several very close friends that, there's things that we would do for, and then that would just ripple out accordingly, which is why one of my affirmations is I am a millionaire, because I can change more lives that way. I can teach more people that way. This is also weird for me saying it out loud sometimes, because I'm just like, what am I teaching people? But I'm teaching people that a lot of things, but that you can come from beyond the depths of fucking hell and be a successful, happy, joyous, gracious person. Kind. It doesn't matter what you fucking been through. It's your choice on how you... I'm going to say this and then I'll read the law of attraction. Will Smith says this a lot. You may or may not have heard this. It's one of the motivational videos. He's in a couple of different motivational videos, but it's I've saved them because I like them. It's on my playlist. But fault and responsibility when it comes to any kind of trauma, whatever it is. Fault and responsibility do not go together, right? It might be their fault because of your trauma, but it's not their responsibility to heal you, right? That was such a great thing to learn too. I I don't think I ever expected healing from my dad. In fact, there was a time a while ago that many years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, that I wrote letters to his probation officer with no expectation at all. I didn't care if they really made it to him. I mean, I kind of wanted them to, but I didn't expect an answer, I guess, from him. And it didn't really matter if there was an answer, because there isn't anything that you're going to be able to tell me to change me. You know what I'm saying? I understand that hurt people, so I understand that something happened to him that made him the way that he is, but it was his fucking responsibility to figure that out and heal, right? So it's not his responsibility to heal me. It's not any of the people in my life up to my husband. My husband is when my life changed, basically, drastically, I should say. I never expected any of them to heal me. I never, ever. Imagine the power you're giving up if you feel that way. Powerlessness, that's a horrible feeling. That's a feeling of trauma, right? So why would you fucking do that? Why would you give that power away? Anyway, let's see what the law of attraction has to say. This opened up to this almost instantly. So, and it's quite perfect for where I'm in my headspace today, and what I'm kind of trying to teach today. Hopefully I'm teaching you all something, right? Employ tools of healing. You can use sound healing, aromatherapy, massage, breath work, herbal and hydrotherapies, massage, and guided meditations for mind-body healing. They are techniques found in virtually every medical tradition, including the ancient health teachings of Ayurveda. Oh my, that's another teaching I'm going to be diving into. I've wanted to for a couple of years. And increasingly, Western-trained physicians may include those therapies along with medications and other conventional treatments. People working deliberately with the law of attraction may gain increased benefit from such treatments because of their optimistic outlook for improvement of their conditions. So all of you rolling your eyes, there's another piece to this, but I need to pause. All of you rolling your eyes, I have family members. I have a cousin who is that way about positive thinking and, you know, all of that. It is proven. I encourage you to go look up Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. He has evidence, medical evidence, where meditations are healing people, everything up to and including terminal illnesses. So they're doing a meditation. They're going in. It is like a 4-day seminar, a week-long seminar. I've only looked into them briefly, so I don't know all of the details about them, but it is a meditation that they are doing. They are doing meditations. And the law of attraction is always working whether you believe it or not. So when you're focused in a meditative state on joy and gratitude, even healing, you're then naturally attracting more of that. So it's not, you know, don't take my word for it. Go look up Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. Okay? And also it's in the ancient teachings. So remember that. It's not about, I'm just going to have some positive thoughts and okay, this shit changes your physiology. When you're changing, when you're breaking that thinking feeling loop, and I am so on a roll today, I don't even know if any of it's fucking making any sense. When you're breaking that thinking feeling loop that Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about, you're changing the workings of your brain and nervous system and all of that, which changes the state of your body and your being, and then takes you into a different state of well-being. It's there. The evidence is there. He's got decades and decades of evidence, including himself, because his story is quite fascinating as well. Don't knock until you've tried it. Until you've really put in true effort in something, you cannot really truly give an opinion on it. I mean, you can give an opinion, but you need to be real and understand. And when you're sharing that I do that a lot. This is how I think, but I don't know everything about it yet, or what have you. I know a little something about coming out of survival mode. I think I've experienced that and lived that enough in my life that okay. So many things I've shared today. So many things. Thanks for listening. Okay, the last little bit of this. Mind-body medicine is also referred to as behavioral medicine. Formerly labeled fringe medicine by conservative academic and medical establishments, mind-body medicine in recent times has gained such wide public support. One recent study showed that 1 in 3 adults have used alternative therapies. Wow, this is an old book too. This book is copyrighted 2009. I have no doubt that's jumped up some. So, one recent study showed that 1 in 3 adults have used alternative therapies as of 2009. And the National Institute of Health have established the Office of Alternative Medicine. So, I don't really get into... They've established an Office of Alternative Medicine. I mean, I don't want to get political, but when I start hearing that kind of stuff, it kind of goes political a little bit for me, because I'm just like, yeah, that's all great, but how much regulation and control and blah, blah, blah is going to be all tied up in that versus just teaching the true tools, right? So there you have it. I think that I've babbled on enough. I'm going to go do my I ams and gratitudes and my 10-minute writing dump. I encourage you all to do the same thing. Take 5 minutes, find 5 things that you're grateful for that happened in the last 24 hours. Be grateful. I am so grateful for my friends who come and let my dogs out on Saturdays while I'm at the Ren Fest working so that they can get a quick 20-minute run in. So grateful for that. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow morning. Same bat time, same bat channel. And as always, peace and love.